All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with
my proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
All right, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Production, proudly brings to you the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way is Perpupa, playwright of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick. And together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and a host of other programs. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. I'm out of breath, and I have no idea why. Whatever. Oh, wow. Specs is true. Danny, if anybody watches our video, you can tell Danny has good Wi-Fi today.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts.
The show started, and
I'll tell you what I know. I'll tell you what I think it is.
Okay.
So my wife just finished up with a client, so she went to go get breakfast. I know, me and my wife, we share the Wi-Fi between our two businesses. So she just went to go get some breakfast. So she's not there for the next 30 minutes or so. So her TV's not on. She's not running anything over there right now. So that might be what it is.
So you've heard it first. Danny is blaming his wife on everything. That's
what I do. Have we just met? Like, I always blame the wife and the kids for everything. Like, whatever is going wrong in the world is their fault.
Well, yes. That's what we all do as adults. We blame somebody else for what our issues are. I need on this show next Facebook user. I have no idea who you are, unfortunately. So put your name in the comments so we can tell who's saying that. But we'd love to have you on. We're going to start I'm going to have to start reaching out to people for August and September because a couple of the people that I have scheduled for those times, I've already backed out for other reasons. Kevin Chapman, you're right. Kevin, you do need to be on the show, and we're going to get you on. After today, I'm going to talk to you today and get you on because you've asked a lot about being on the show. A very scary amount, a lot actually, but you've asked a lot, and we will get you on the show one way or the other.
Evan, hey, I'm blaming Kyron because it's Kyron's job to schedule folks. It's literally just my job to come on here and talk. So
no, it is 100% my fault that he's not on the show, and he to his credit, he's reached out on Facebook. I want to say Instagram. He's been on the show talking about he wants to be on the show. So it's totally my fault. But I did say I was going to wait until July to start scheduling more people. So I'm going to do that. And you're going to be the next person I get scheduled. Spec says, get Vince White. Hey, Vince, if you watch the show, you're more than welcome to come on.
Is Vince doing it? I thought Vince wasn't doing the interviews anymore. I hadn't seen anything from him recently.
I don't know. I know he's still producing books.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Anyway,
that's good, man. You terrible. You the worst. You the worst. It's too early for you to be side shading people, bro.
You know what? That's a story for another time. Apparently,
for another time, bro.
All right. So today we are going to have a entrepreneur, a writer, a creator, a TV star in a way. I mean, he's been on, I think, 2 TV shows. He's been on The Breakfast Club. But the person we were talking about is Manuel Godoy from Black Sands Entertainment. But we don't know when he's going to be on. We're still waiting on him to show up. So, Manuel, if you're listening, we're ready for you. But in the meantime, Danny and I can always talk.
We don't mind. We don't mind talking. We'll get on here every Saturday morning and just chit chat if we do.
I never got a return invite. Just terrible.
Who's
Who?
that?
I don't know. Facebook don't put people's
Why you?
names.
I wish you would see. That's why people should either watch on YouTube or and Twitch, because it always tells us who it is on YouTube and Twitch. But Facebook is just like that sometimes.
I was on time when I guessed it.
Javon, oh,
Was it? Oh, was that Javon?
Javon
Okay,
Stokes.
yeah. And you're right, Specs. This I don't know if this CP time does strike again, but you know, and unfortunately for us, it's not the first time. This
It's
is
always CP time.
our time of our show, but someone's too busy.
It's always CP time, bro. It's always CP time with us because we are colored people, and we operate on our own time. But anyway, what's been up with you, Kyron? I heard you got some good news. I saw you started revealing that Saw art.
Yes.
You don't want to just go ahead and reveal the whole thing here on the show since we got a captive audience?
I mean, okay, if you want, I'll do it. I gotta figure out how I do this again. Oh wait, damn it! Because you do this all the time. You throw stuff at me. I'm not prepared, and now I got to set this up where I can reveal this. So
It's literally my only job. Let me do my job. At least
right.
I'm consistent with this.
But no, yeah. I'm really excited for this. This creator, I've followed her for a while. I loved her work, and I was excited when she agreed to do this. Hold on. So, all right. So, if you are watching the stream, thank you. You're going to see the first cover. It's a variant cover to Saw the Lightning Wielder issue 4, and it's done by the amazing created Wendy Gale.
Oh my god!
And look at that. That's beautiful. It's Saw with the Protector, Marcus Roberts Protector.
Wow!
And I'm excited for this.
It's just so beautiful.
It is. My god! When she first showed it to me, I was like, "That is everything I wanted in a comic book cover." And I just,
look at the lightning bolt. Oh my god! I instantly knew who it was. It was instantly recognizable.
You check out the hair, though. I mean,
the hair flowing in the wind. You can see it's so dynamic.
Yeah, and I love how she threw in the Protector because I mean, the Protector is so well known, but she was like, "He's not as well known as Saw. I'm gonna put him up in this." So, Thank you, Wendy. This is amazing.
Terrible.
Michael Watson, we hate you too. Wait, why does Ace Blade have weak ankles? Where did that come from?
Bro, people with the disrespect, bro. People just want to disrespect Ace Blade all the time, bro. It just be like that. John, what's happening?
That looks like Danny drew it. You're right. It does look like Danny drew that.
See, stop it. I'm getting better.
Right. But no, okay, in all seriousness, if you're interested in being a comic book cover artist, go to my website, sawcomic.com. I'm running a contest right now until the end of August 2022. That if you want to draw your own comic cover, you can be possibly the winner of the contest and be the next Kickstarter exclusive cover. Plus, on top of that, you'll win $150 if you win, $75 if you come in second, and $35 if you come in third. What's up? Tony's on here. Spec said he's going to do it. Hey, I've actually already gotten one person to submit. Maybe I should show that instead. No, I'm being 100%. All right, let me actually show that one.
Terrible. Nah, Javon. If Kyron gets his cover before I get mine, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem, buddy. I just want to let you know.
All right, so this was actually submitted to me yesterday by an artist.
Wow.
He actually saw the TikTok that I posted. I think actually originally you reposted mine, and then he saw it, and he busted this out in I think maybe 3-4 hours after I posted the TikTok.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's done by George Reeder, Reeder. He is on TikTok, and let me get his information here. TikTok is George Reader 3. He's on Instagram at RevGR33 and Facebook Rev.Reader. And I was like, this is amazing for a 3-4 hour image. I mean, I
Nice,
don't know.
nice. I like it. It's good cover too. Like
Yeah.
it's powerful. She got the protector pose on. I like it.
Yeah. So,
You said what's his TikTok?
God, didn't even make me go back and look at this now. Damn it! You're
You
supposed to
said George Reader.
George Reader 3. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
GeorgeReeder number 3.
Oh yeah, we're following each other already.
Yeah. So yeah. If you're interested, go to sawcomic.com and submit an entry. And I don't care if it's black and white. I don't care if it's colored. I don't care if it's drawn by crayon. Blood I would not accept, but hey, I guess that's what you got. That's what you got. But dude, give me what
Yeah,
you got. And if you win, it's $150 in your pocket, and you get to be the next cover for my amazing comic. So go online.
I love it. See, let me go and show George Reader some love. That's dope.
All right, let's see. Kevin Chapman said he would do an Ace Blade cover, but Danny owe him $13 for some Chico sticks.
I sent you that $13. Stop it.
I need to know
Stop.
the backstory on Chico sticks though, and $13. Wait, don't just drop that in the comments and not tell me what's happening on
Stop
this.
it. I don't owe Kevin anything for anything. we square. Me and Kevin are square, bro.
All right, Javon said you got to jump through hoops for Kyron. That's true. I'm a big deal around here. You got to jump through hoops for me.
Well, you only got like 2 weeks left, so we'll see.
No, you got this to end of August, not
So
July.
in
You got to in August. That's what I'm saying. I want to give people enough time that they don't have to feel like
might
you
be able to draw somebody in. I might be able to put my hat in the ring. Hey, let's see.
All right. So Facebook user says, "What is next for Ace Blade?" Because we always got to talk about Ace Blade, apparently.
I mean,
So
what other point is there for me to be on this show? No, I'm lettering Ace Blade number 6 right now.
About time.
And the book is not due to be out until December, so we're actually ahead of schedule for Ace Blade number 6 getting out. And I think we're actually going to be able to drop that one early. I'm thinking about doing. I don't know if I told y'all, but I got the covers, the Kyron Silva edition,
That's
special
beautiful.
variant cover. Kyron did the art for this, and I colored it.
Now you also have to talk about what that represents. I mean, if people know the original cover, you got to talk about that. You got to show us that too.
I don't have any right here.
All right.
I don't have any of my own cover, but it's a flip. It's a flip of the Ace Blade number 1 cover where Ace Blade is without the costume. He's in the Last Dragon pose, and I don't even listen to but he's in the reverse Last Dragon pose from Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, the movie cover. If y'all didn't know that, that's where that came from. The pose came from. And it's just a battle damaged version of that. So I like the idea that Kyron did, and he was nice enough to send me over. He actually did 2 covers, but this is the one that I colored. I'm thinking about coloring the other one, but we'll see.
And I was really surprised you picked that cover because I actually like the other cover more.
The other cover,
Danny.
The other, no, not even.
I don't think you could be sued for that. That's just an homage type of thing, right? You can't be sued for something like that.
No. Blank Man and Ace Blade are actually good friends. That was another. Could we use that? We could see that. That we could probably get sued for.
Yeah.
The Blank Man, Ace Blade, and Blank Man.
The Wayans would come after you real quick for that.
Yeah, I think so.
What is a Ponderosa? Because I know what a Ponderosa is in California, but is that something else over there?
From Bonanza. It's like
okay.
Yeah. The Ponderosa.
Well, he said in the back alley behind Ponderosa. I thought that was like a club. So
it might be.
This is
Yeah,
true.
that's
You
true.
can't be sued for anything. Question is if you win. You're right.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's very true.
Man, I mean, at this point, should we just call that he's not coming on or what?
I guess, man. Let me see if he responded on.
Javon is just throwing. Wow. Wow. Javon woke up salty today. What's up?
Javon just want to start beef. Like, that's okay, because he knows the truth. Because I'll literally write it. Javon knows I'll literally write it into my comic and make it canon that he lost to Ace Blade. Like, I'll do it.
Okay. So Ponderosa is a buffet. Is that a
Oh, is
buffet? See. Okay, Javon. See how you gonna say how you don't know what the I don't see. So I'm not the only one that didn't know what a Ponderosa was. All right, thank you.
I thought it was a kind of a Ponderosa is a tall, slender pine tree, the most widespread conifer in the western North America, planted for timber and as ornamental.
All right, so this
And
became Discovery Channel now. Is that what's going on?
That is the one definition.
But there's other things that probably use the name Ponderosa, though.
Yeah, that's why they called the open field in Bonanza the Ponderosa, because it was just a field of, like, it's surrounded by trees, surrounded by the tree.
See, Spec said it's a club and a restaurant, which I thought that's what it was. I figured it was like some type of club.
Who knows? It's got so many definitions.
All right, so
cool story, bro. Hey, absolutely.
All right, so the future of Ace Blade is he gets beat up by Heat and lumberjacks behind the Ponderosa. All right, we got that. That is our Ace Blade quota of the day. We're not talking about Ace Blade no more. Wow.
Terrible.
Who is this Facebook? Who is Facebook user? Because
that's
it's not Javon, because
that's Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah, that's right. Damn it, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. It's hard to remember which Facebook user is who at this point.
Y'all just hating today, bro. Y'all just hating.
I'm glad it's not thrown towards me. It's always towards you, though.
It always is, and I never done nothing to nobody. All I do is try to, highlight other creators and teach people what I know. That's all I do.
I'm assuming this is Kevin that said that's not him. So we have two Facebook users in the chat. So second Facebook user that's not Kevin, if you can tell us who you are, that'd be great.
Who's doing all this hate?
All right, so let me ask you something, because we did talk about this before we started the show, that you had a lot of questions about Black Sands. What were some of the things that you were going to ask him?
Oh yeah. So I was actually listening to his podcast, and he talked about Mally. It's Mally. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, do we have the ability to block people?
Yeah, I think we can actually on that one.
Okay. I'll take Ace Blade slander all day, but we not disrespecting the legend Brandy in this show.
Not here, Satan. Not today.
The one thing me and Kyron can agree on is there will be no Brandy slander. Okay.
No Jan Jackson slander either. Don't even throw my way.
Right. But no, I was gonna ask him. I was listening to his podcast. He started a new podcast, which is I think why he reached out to be on the show to talk about. And he was talking about the difference between vanity metrics and measurable, actionable metrics. And how it's a lot of people will look for the likes and the comments and the shares and the reads. Like, you can put your book up on. He gave a story. That's a lie.
I thought I blocked you.
He gave a story. He told a story about how there's this very popular book on Webtoons that got millions, almost 1 million reads or something like that. And then when they took it over to crowdfunding, they could barely raise $4,000. See, DJ knows, and he's in the industry. See,
he is. He says he doesn't like The Wiz though, so I do question his sanity sometimes. But
he didn't like The Wiz as a film. That's different. Not as a film. But a soundtrack, he did say the soundtrack was banging.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Anyways. What the
I
hell?
see, now we got to block two people. We got to block two. Why are we blocking so many people on the show? You were
It is
doing
too
just
early
fine.
for this. No,
Doing just
BJ,
fine.
go away.
Just doing just fine with the first comment, and then he had to come with the blasphemy.
Wow.
What in the world?
All right. Anyways, go back to webtoons.
Exactly. Webtoons, you can get a lot of reads and you can accumulate a lot of fandom on there, but there's a difference between people who will read and share your comic, and there are people who will buy your stuff, and
yes,
and it's ridiculous. I think the campaign, they were asking for something like $30,000 to be able to get an animation done, or an animated intro or pilot or something like that, and they couldn't convert the amount of people that were on their webtoons to crowdfunding because it's a free platform. So you really only know his perspective is that you can really only know your real audience by who's willing to actually pay for your product. And I was going to ask him, his thoughts on that, and if it's even worth going onto those platforms because of that. If it's something that if I were to put the first chapter of Ace Blade or King Supreme on Webtoons and it gained all this steam or whatever, but would it even be worth the effort to use those, or if it's just a waste of time in his opinion? But since he's not here, I'll just ask you, what do you think?
I mean, I think that's a case by case scenario. I mean, there's definitely been situations where people have used webtoons and other free platforms and have gained a following that's willing to purchase. Like, I don't remember their name right now, but there's a couple on Instagram, and they basically animate their life as a parent, and they just show like what sort of like what George Gant does all these funny situations about them being a parent, and they were able to translate that into a bunch of book sales. Michael says he wants to join.
Yeah, drop Mike the link.
All right, I'm gonna put this out to anybody that's watching the stream right now. If you want to join the stream, let me know right now in the comics, and we'll put you in. But I think for something like that, I got to say that
not
that's
Javon is hating, not Javon. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But anybody who wants to come on, y'all come on and join the stream.
All right, wait. Well, y'all gonna put me. Okay, fine. Where's Javon? Hold on. I think that it is a situation that it's not necessarily just using those platforms, but it's also utilizing them properly, because they're great for generating views, but you have to make sure that you get those people amped up enough to want to join and want to pay. Vicinea Designs, I don't know who you are in real life. Do you know who Vicinea Designs is?
This is the first time they check us out.
Should I just drop the link in the chat then?
Javon Stokes.
What's up, Javon?
What's good? Good morning, folks. Good morning.
Right, you know what? I'm just going to drop the link in the chat, and then
got the black
people, shirt. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I like it.
Listen, and we got Michael Watson.
This is faded as all get out.
You're so backlit right now. Nobody can see you. You look darker than me, man.
Oh, probably darker than you without the backlit.
All right, so for everybody that's listening to the podcast, we now have Javon Stokes of Visually Stoked Media. We have the most Javon video went. All right, we have Michael Watson.
I'm here.
Okay, from Freestyle Comics have now joined the stream. But you know what? Black Sands
who has a project on Kickstarter right now? Emerald Quest 1 through 3. If you didn't know. Rocking that tap dance killer shirt. See, that's what I like, when the indie folks wear the indie products, man. That's my type of guy right there.
I'm talking about. I'm rocking an indie comic shirt.
It's yours though. It's literally, you own it.
You didn't say it had not to be mine.
Terrible. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about those vanity stats? What do you think about having a lot of reads and like, cause I have a similar issue with TikTok. Like I can convert sales on TikTok, but it's not nearly what you would think. Like I got, close to 70,000 followers on TikTok, but a lot of them aren't there
I think
for.
you're over 70,000 by now.
I might be, but they're not there to read comics. They don't. A lot of them don't love comics. They just want to see me and embarrass my kids. A lot of them. So, what do you think about stuff like that?
Mike,
I was
I'll
just
let you
talking
go.
about that. I was just talking to Victor about that because we both have Kickstarters going. Victor has the kindergarten is going on Kickstarter right now, and we both asked each other how do we think our Kickstarters are going right now. And I was like, man, I can't tell. I feel like we have one of the best looking campaigns that we've ever put together with Emerald Quest, and the artwork and the covers and stuff look really good. But trying to reach people and trying to figure out how to get them to turn over sales. I was telling Victor, I think Victor definitely needs to get on other podcast shows. He's very electric. He's great at conversations and stuff. He can turn people over. And I told him that was his best bet. But right now, I'm trying to figure out how to use TikTok and Instagram with these different thumb stoppers that I have to promote different aspects of the Kickstarter. Like I'm not gonna like right now. I'm not gonna try to sell the whole thing. I'm gonna try to go on TikTok and talk about the commissions, like solely on TikTok. Like we have all these awesome commissions, and on Twitter, I'm talking about the different pledge levels or add-ons, and then on Facebook, I'm talking about like the story of Emerald Quest and how we got to where we are right now, to get people to try to turn in their money, because I get a lot of people to follow me on Facebook or watch my streams and laugh with me, but there's only a certain amount of people that will put their dollars down instantly when I put out a product. And
Yeah.
it's like when I talk to people, I can convince them to do stuff, but that and we talked about this as short fuse, but that reoccurring money that comes off the table when you're not online, when you're pushing your when you just want money coming through on your website, it's a hard sell, man. Everybody complains about Marvel and DC, but they still buy Marvel and DC. They say they want people say
And
they want new books and new
that's another
IPs, and they're everywhere, but ain't
Yeah,
nobody
that's
buying.
another reason I wish that Manuel was here, because he just ran a Kickstarter. He's not even he's not a Kickstarter type person, but he put his Black Sands Anniversary Edition on Kickstarter. I think it was only up 2 weeks, and got almost 800 backers, $127,000. So he absolutely would be a wealth of knowledge for converting your target audience into sales. So I'm still hoping that he comes through, but he definitely has, and his podcast is kind of gearing in that direction. His podcast is what he wants to spread that information through. So I would suggest checking it out. I've listened to a couple of episodes already.
I mean, for me, I would say that
I can also vouch for Senia. She is dope. She has a really dope comic book about 9 or 10 issues in. I just want to say that real quick.
I think for me, I think it's always interesting when you see the disparity between the people that support you social media wise and people that support you like dollar wise. It's almost something that you can't control and you can't explain and you can't understand. The most you could do is kind of use the tools, and I look at it as percentage, right? Actually, not even percentage. It's like if I do a podcast interview, a lot of people might watch the podcast, but like if I only get like 1 or 2 backers, that's good. Like I'm happy, like I got something. And like that, to me, that's kind of the best thing I can take from it, because it is always, I always look at like my product, like why does my product, and I only do this in my head, but I go, okay, what am I doing that I'm not selling like person X, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of times there's really no difference in the quality of the product, but sometimes you just catch lightning in a bottle, you know what I mean? So I think for me, it's like I try not to even look at like, well, the numbers, and I just go, okay, well, I know I need to be on Instagram because I can get 5 people here, or just using random numbers, or I know I need to do podcasts because I can get X amount of people this way. Like, so I just use the platforms, and then my focus after that is, okay, I got these people. Let me make sure I bring these people with me to the next Kickstarter. And then I go through the whole process again, hoping that I get 5 more people here and 10 more people here and such and such. So, I mean, I would have loved to hear the conversation, but that's how I look at it. I mean, there's always going to be a huge disparity between, the likes and the dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to
Yeah.
address a couple of comments real quick. Yes, Black Sands was on Shark Tank. He actually got a deal with Kevin Hart and Mark Cuban for like, what was it, $500,000 for 30% of the company. He also was on Breakfast Club, and he's done a bunch of other media outlets. So yes, he probably does get that boost from that. But I do want to ask you guys this as a group now, because this has been huge, and this came up in our comments. Not the short fuse stuff, but what do you guys think of Ripperverse and Eric July? Because if you're not familiar with Ripperverse, he didn't go through Kickstarter or any crowdfunding source. He's crowdfunding through his own website. Highly controversial guy, but I think he has like almost $2 million of sales in like a week. I think it's close to 2 million now. What do you guys think of? Maybe not necessarily
Put up
Eric
air
July.
quotes.
Yes, they were air quotes. Only because, and I'll say this because I thought about this, because he's going through his own website. It is hard to verify how much of those are actual sales. Kickstarter is a little bit easier to verify how many people are actually backing you and things like that. But because he is going through his website, which somebody brought up, we don't know for sure how much of this is actual sales. I think he had like $1 million within the first 48 hours. And I understand he's known on YouTube. He has a show on The Blaze. So he's a highly well-known person in that realm. But we're talking about Wesley Snipes recently did a Kickstarter. Keanu Reeves did a Kickstarter, and no way got close to that level. And these are worldwide known stars, and
I
you
think
couldn't even touch that.
I think I'd never heard of the Ripperverse until this week, and I think that it's amazing marketing because people are on our show asking about it, and people have been talking about it all week. Other than that, I couldn't tell you what the book is about, and there's nothing on the page that made me want to buy it. Now, I'm all for supporting, anybody. I'm absolutely, down for people getting, get your money, do whatever you got to do to get your stuff out of there. But like I said, I just never heard of it. It's not somebody that I had any affiliations with or was any groups that I literally never heard of it until this week. So and I'm just not in a position to be able to support financially right now. So I mean, normally I would, if I had the money and I saw, oh, Black man doing comics, I'm gonna buy it. I just ain't got it right now. So
I have not heard of the Riververse until this moment, so I don't know what it is.
Are you serious?
I have not heard of that until you just brought it up right now. I just tried to look it up online. I have no clue what it is. I can't speak on it.
I do agree with BJ on this. I do agree with BJ. A lot of his support is coming from his political side and not necessarily comic book readers, which is fine as long as they're supporting him. I have no issue with that.
Is the Ripperverse what you brought up earlier in the week, Kyron?
I don't think I talked about it until today.
Okay, then I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
If somebody, so I know for like other projects I've done like pre-orders on my website, and they don't do the numbers that I do on Kickstarter, which is kind of weird. It's funny, but I mean, I guess there's a validity to Kickstarter that people they're comfortable in, as opposed to through a website, which I guess I get it. One is a verified thing and the other is, is kind of, you're hoping, like one is kind of more of a guarantee and the other's kind of more of a hope.
I think it's the opposite though. Like if you pre-order on my website, I think if you pre-order on somebody's website, you're more likely to get the thing. I mean, because Kickstarter doesn't have any guarantees. What I think is Kickstarter is
It's a brand.
crowd. Yeah, Kickstarter is a brand, and it's
Right.
about the experience of supporting somebody.
Right.
You know, the whole brand is built around that experience of support. So if you're the type of person who's like, I just want to throw some money at this and I want to support that, then you know this is the place that you go. Whereas you're not, it's harder to get a crowd to do the same thing to like us, like the store. You know, we had, when we did our grand opening, we had 30, 40 people in here, but you know, those same people aren't going to come back, you know, every day to, you know, to do whatever. And then I guarantee if I do a Kickstarter for the store, I could probably get 100 or 200 people to pledge to support it. So, you know, it's like,
I think it's what you just said right there. We have support from people that put money down for us, but they've already put down money for us. We don't have enough reach. That's why, I mean, specifically speaking with me, I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not complaining about the people that I have that support FSK, because they go down for us, and I definitely do appreciate it. But like, it's a small group of people that have been making our Kickstarters and stuff happen. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the website, one of the reasons why I don't think we get a lot of website sales is because those same people already have all of our shit. They already bought all of our books. Mm-hmm. They go to our comic book conventions. They go to our events. I remember when we did Dollathon for FSK Day. Mm-hmm. And that was probably the highest day of sales that we had on our website, because we were asking people to donate $1 mm-hmm. just to help us raise money for comic books. But then we also had all our stuff available on the website that day, and people were going back and forth and buying it. We did, like, in one day we did $900, and mm-hmm. just for, but that was a big event that we pumped up, that we advertised and promo for. But like, it's how do we get more reach? That was the main reason why I did want to watch today's episode, so I could figure out how did that man start off to get the reach that he got, because even without Shark Tank, even without Breakfast Club, even without all the he still managed on his website to get a bunch of people that to support that book, to buy it.
I can tell you what he said in his podcast.
What he said in his podcast.
Ads. He said, so they did, conventions and stuff like that. They did holiday season, kiosks at malls and stuff like that. But then once they got to the point where they weren't doing their own distribution, like he said, he and his wife were overwhelmed with the distribution that they were having, in-house. They were starting to deliver stuff late and, all that good stuff. He said he decided to pay somebody to do distribution, and in order to continue getting the new audience of new people, he had to key in on a certain demographic, which is Black parents and their children. That's his demographic, Black parents and their children, and run consistent ads on social media platforms in order to reach those people consistently. So I'm sure if y'all are Black parents like I am, I'm sure you see Black Sands ads on your Facebook, on your Instagram. So I think that's how he did it. And I don't have Tyler's backing it up. He's saying ads are essential.
See, that's hilarious, because most people I talk to say, specifically Facebook and Instagram, those ads don't work. They don't generate any.
Not work for me.
So it's not just having the ads, but it's having a certain type of ad.
Yeah.
They don't work for. They haven't worked for me. But I'll tell y'all the truth. I had a small conversation with BJ, who's in our comments. Brandon Jackson has. Oh yeah. Well, who was in the comments? he kind of explained ads to me in a way that I never thought about a couple of months ago. And next time I do ads, I truly believe that they'll work. But I've thrown $100, $200 at ads before and never got any feedback. But the plan that BJ came up with, I think makes a lot more sense because of the way that the algorithms are and the way that computers learn the audiences as they go. So I don't know. Next time I try it out, if it works out, I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, I was doing.
I want to try.
I was doing Kickstarter ads. I'm not Kickstarter. I'm sorry. I was doing ads for Heat. Maybe like around like the first couple of issues that I was doing for Heat. I was doing ads and I was putting money into it like on a weekly basis. Like I was putting money and money. I don't think anybody. I'd be shocked if any of the people who saw the commercials or whatever, the ads, are still reading today. Like, for me, my readership has always been strongest from comic book conventions. Like that's where I get new readers. Like I've got people who've been riding with me, new readers from like my first Comic-Con. Like that's where I've found my new readers. I would say 70% Comic-Cons, 20% Kickstarter, and then the balance is probably the podcasts that I've been doing. Like podcasts have been, and that's even growing, especially to top 5. Like top 5 has made more of my name than in the last year at an accelerated level.
Because people know that you be wrong and they be wanting to help because they know it's something wrong with you.
Damn, he already started.
Listen, we're not going to
this
talk
is
about
not
who's
top
wrong.
5. We're not going to
talk
argue
about
here.
who's wrong on top 5. Don't start.
Tyler, are you saying
I was in the Stoke podcast mode right now, man.
Wait.
You
Okay,
just pulled me out.
Would you say what, Mike?
Tyler, are you saying that you have to put $500 or more into the ads to make them work? I'm just trying to make sure I understand your comment.
I think from what I understand and what I talked to about BJ, I think he's saying you have to like run them continuously. Like you got to do 6 months of ads to at whatever price. So if you put $100 or $200 a month into ads, they get better over the lifespan of the ad because they learn your audience. And
no, I think he is saying you got to put down $500 plus.
No, you got to put a lot of money down because they get it by views, I believe. Like you pay by views.
Man, that's hard. And
Tyler, if you want to join, you can. I think I sent you the link. So if you want to join us and talk,
because I know like if you pay for like, I think it's like you pay for like 100 views or something. You pay for like 100 views, and then once 100 people see it, it stops running or something like that. It's been a while since I've done it, but I was just like, this is not worth it. Like,
and then at the same time, because we are in comics, it's harder to meet that paywall. So if you're paying for $2 to convert a person for a $5 comic, that doesn't make sense financially. You have to have a trade or a combo set. Like if you're doing a t-shirt, like Mike, I know y'all got a lot of t-shirt and comics and stuff like that. If you put together, a $80-$100 package and you're running ads for that, it's going to come out better than, running for, Ace Blade 1 through 4 or EmeraQuest 1 through 3. Like it's so much that goes into it. And then on top of that, like BJ was telling me, the people who see your content, you still have to do the content because, like, say if I run ads on TikTok, people who've seen my natural TikTok stuff are more likely to purchase from the ads that I put out. If they see my face on an ad, then they're more likely to, interact with the ad. They're like, oh, this dude has a special going on. I've seen him do the basketball thing or whatever. So it's so much, man, that like I literally would pay somebody to do that.
Your wife is back, isn't she?
Oh, my internet went out. See, yeah. I told you. I told you. We got about 30 minutes. Yeah, about 48 minutes out of it. You did good.
Right, let me ask you guys something.
Also,
go ahead, Mike.
Also, I want everybody to know if we do hit our Kickstarter goal, and we one of the stretch goals is a one-on-one match with Danny J. Quick when he comes to FSK Day. And we will live stream that.
Wait, what kind of one-on-one match?
What kind of one-on-one match are we talking?
Basketball or fighting or what?
Basketball.
Oh,
I just want everybody to know.
Well, I don't. I thought we were fighting.
Wait. How do I do this? Because I would love to embarrass Danny on the basketball court. I want him to pull a hand muscle.
I
want him to pull a hammy.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all don't want to see me on the court. Y'all don't want to see me on the court.
No, we really don't.
I saw you on the court on TikTok. right, let me ask you guys, because I was going to ask Manuel this. Do you guys feel like the old way of marketing a comic book, mostly grinding through conventions, that's sort of dying off, being replaced with things like podcasting and social media? Do you think that is dying off? Because, like, I don't know who this Facebook user is, but they said 50% of their traffic's from social media and only 20 are for Comic Cons, whereas before it was almost 100%. Do you think
You
that's
want to go
something that
first,
we're
Mike?
now getting into?
I don't think it's dying off. I think it depends on the personality. I'll sell more comic books at a comic book convention than I will online.
Mm-hmm.
Kickstarters are something that within the last, I guess, 3 or 4 years or something, I just started doing, and that's because of me working with Short Fuse and Sean Mack showing me how to do a Kickstarter. If he didn't show me how to do it, I wouldn't know how to do a Kickstarter. But the majority of my sales have always come from me pitching and talking at a comic book convention. And the more conventions I go to, the more I've learned. It's not just about being at the table; it's about being on panels. It's about finding creative ways to reach the crowd that nobody else is thinking about, and that's how I get more sales at comic book conventions. So it depends on the personality and what works for me.
It doesn't hurt that you got the dopest art at the show. I mean, like that don't hurt either.
I
You got my
appreciate
artwork at your show?
I thought he was
Man.
talking about me. I was like, did I send him a
Nah,
cover
but
already?
legit.
Oh, my bad.
But legit, I love all y'all as artists, but I don't buy prints because I prefer traditional. Like I want art that I can collect and is only mine. But literally, I went to BlurredCon. This was the first time I met Mike in person. Went to BlurredCon. What was that? 2-3 years ago, maybe.
right before the pandemic.
He had this print of Miles Morales Spider-Man with the crown. I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it no matter what.
Was it like a Notorious crown? Like
Yeah.
a Biggie crown? Or okay.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
It was dope. And as soon as I got home, my son stole it from me. I didn't even get to put it on my wall. It's literally still on my son's wall right now at this moment.
Now, to answer that question, I think for me, you need the con. Like you need the con because, well, let me rephrase it. Somebody said it depends on the person. Unless your book is like see and buy on spot, I feel like a lot of people want to connect, especially for indie books. They want to connect with you and feel like they've supported you as the person, especially like from my perspective. It's like they want to talk to you, hear your story, and then when they buy your book, they're like, well, it's almost like I feel like I've helped him along his road. And like I said, for me, the majority of my new readers come from the Comic-Con, but it is to me, it's one big pie. Like you need it all. Like as I'm learning it more and more, you need it all. You need the Comic-Con, you need social media, you need podcasting, you need ads, you need Kickstarter, you need interviews, you need everything. Like at this point, it's like if you want to have a book out and you want it to be successful and you want your audience to grow, there's no corner of promotion that you shouldn't cover. Like I always appreciate like Danny for being able to be so successful on TikTok and bring in at least some new readers, with your new you know what I mean? So like it's a job, man. Like I know a lot of people think doing indie comics is a hobby, but nah, man, this is a job, dude. Especially if you have a full-time job. You got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I got
one more thing I want to add on there with the conventions that I've especially learned this year. It depends on the conventions that you go to. Like the last couple shows I went to, like Detroit, I didn't have to pitch in Detroit. People just came up to my table. They were interested. They were looking for comic books. They were looking for comic books by Black creators. They were looking for comic books featuring people of color, and they were just coming up buying the books. When I go to fan expo shows, which I love doing, that's a wider audience. There's more people. I have to pitch at those shows.
Is it a wider audience or a wider audience?
Wider audience.
Wider.
It's
Okay.
both.
Wider
It's both.
audience.
Nah, it's both. So be real. It's shame the devil. It's both. It's both.
Yeah. I have to pitch it.
Nothing wrong with that, but it's both.
Because at those shows, the most of the audience isn't there to get comic books. They're there for the geek experience and meeting stars and buying memorabilia and stuff like that. They're not there for comics, so I have to pitch at those shows. When I went to BlurredCon, I pitched twice, and it was my highest selling show. So it's also about knowing what conventions to go to and knowing what effort you're gonna have to put at those conventions. Like if I
Man,
was
if
at, I want to go to DreamCon. That's happening right now.
I could
Yeah,
just get it.
honestly, I wanted to go to BlurredCon for real, man. I was really upset. Actually, I wanted to go to BlurredCon, and I heard a lot of good things about HeroesCon, and I definitely wanted to do both of them. But I know BlurredCon, I would have done amazing. I'm really upset that I didn't get to go to that one.
I got to
AwesomeCon,
start
I
doing
have never
some
been to
conventions on the East
AwesomeCon.
Coast. Y'all are killing me.
Yeah, man, come
AwesomeCon,
on
I have
out.
never been there, but I hear it's a good show. And Baltimore Comic Con is a comic book convention.
Oh, I'm trying to be at Baltimore this year. I'm letting y'all know I'm trying to be at Baltimore. I'm working that.
DreamCon is really good. I think that's happening this weekend, right? DreamCon.
DreamCon is happening this weekend. I want to go there next year.
Hey,
Where
DreamCon
is that?
is popping. That's in Texas.
Hey,
Oh,
listen.
man.
Shout out to Terrificon. Terrificon is up here in Connecticut. It's at Mohegan Sun. I do amazing. I sell out. I've done it twice. I've sold out both times. If y'all ever interested in coming close up northeast, try Terrificon. I know it's in 2 weeks, so 2 or 3 weeks, I believe. So y'all ain't gonna be able to get it this year, but definitely next year, Terrificon.
All right, y'all. Since it's about my bedtime, I like to get off on time. I had quick takes prepared from Mr. Godoy. But since we got you two here, why don't we go ahead and just do quick takes with
All right,
you
let's
two
do it.
publishers? I'm gonna ask you the same questions I was gonna ask him, but I'm gonna,
Wait. What about question 4?
change it up a little bit. I'll ask them for each of their companies. Y'all see me and Kyron be on it, bro. That other podcast that I'm on, we don't be always coordinated and stuff, but me and Kyron always be on it, bro. No. All right, so quick takes. If you're new to the show,
Dang it, I don't have a video, man.
It's all right, man. It's okay.
Put a video together that quick. Quick takes. If you're new to the show,
Are you sure?
quick takes is a short rapid fire question section where we ask our guests to answer off the top of their heads 5 questions, and you normally have 45 seconds. I'm gonna give you both 30 seconds each to answer. Okay, so quick take number 1. I want to know, if you could have one of these or the other, which would you take for your company? If you could have the best artists in the world working on your books, or you could have the best writers in the world working on your story forever, which one would you take and why?
Best writers.
Best artists.
I would take the best writers and have them forever, because the writing is the art may get you in the door, but the writing is what's going to keep you there. I have read stories with art that I normally don't pick up, because the story is amazing, because the characters, the way they develop the characters, the story, all that stuff keeps me there. I'm a character person, and if you can win me over with your character and get me behind your character and get me to relate to the character and get me to either hate or love the character, I am on board. I've done that with terrible ass shows. So it'd be writing for me, because I know I can find I know I can dig around and find an artist to tell the story.
I would say the best artist, because comics is a visual medium, and you're gonna get more eyes on you if you have the best art. Like I can, like you say, you could find artists. I could find writers. Like I know writers. Like I can get me writers. But finding the best artists, because in my mind, if they're the best, they have the best visual style. Plus, they're timely and they're responsible. So if I can have that, dude, I'll write every book. I'll stop drawing. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it.
Can I answer Venezia's question before we go on?
Go ahead.
I'm cheating, Venezia. I go to shows with other people. I try to travel with my brothers, Victor and Ren and Danny, as much as possible, and we will caravan through. This year, Tessa, Dakota, and Adam have been going to shows with me, and we've taken 1 or 2 cars to get things down there. We've taken turns driving. When you have somebody take turns driving, it makes the longer shows easier to get to or whatnot. I'm going to start flying to a couple shows, and I'm just gonna have to sacrifice how much stuff I can take with me and treat that show as more of a promotional event and take that chance to expand my name and try to increase my audience more so than sales. So you have to when traveling, you have to kind of assign what's going to be my goals at this type of show compared to the distance.
I
And
don't
if
go
you
to
want
any.
to, I got you.
I tried. I don't try. I try to drive. Any con I go to is usually in driving distance for me, and it's usually me by myself. So I'm driving. Um, So and now every now and again, like I did Dragon Con, and I flew to Dragon Con, and what I did for Dragon Con is I flew there, and then I ordered books, and I had those books shipped to my cousin who lives Jamari. You guys know Jamari.
Yeah,
Jamari. I had him shipped to his house. And I
Dragon
just
Con
picked them up
is in Atlanta,
from
right?
that's in Atlanta, yeah. So I just picked
Mhm.
the books up from there. I
I know
sold
a Atlanta show. I
X
can just,
amount, and then whatever I had left over, I just shipped back to Connecticut. But 9 times out of 10, I'm driving wherever I'm going. But go ahead, Dean. I'm sorry. That was a good question.
all right. So, question number 2: which is the better way to support you and your characters? Fan art or cosplay?
Cosplay. Cosplay gets more for me. Cosplay gets a ton of attention. It's once that cosplay is made, that person can go to different shows or whatnot. When we were at what was the show I was at? One of the last shows I was at, this girl came up to me because she saw my cosplayer dressed up as Vigilance and asked, "How do I get a Vigilance costume? I want to
Mm.
get it. I want to pay for it, and I want to wear it to other shows." Fan art is great. It's nice to have, but cosplay is so popular. It's so in right now. If you get the right name for a cosplayer behind you or behind your IP, it will bring and draw attention, and that's a constant thing because cosplayers are getting invited to these shows. They're doing tutorials. They're online. They're doing Patreons and everything. I think they have an amazing reach right now. Dragon Con, from what I hear, because my friend Marcy goes there, she's a big cosplayer, is mainly a big cosplay convention.
It
Which is
is.
why I do have cosplayers dress up as our characters. It instantly helps the sales of our stuff, and especially when they get in competitions, they can just walk up there. I don't need you to win. I had Vigilance in cosplay contests all the time. I don't need her to win. She walks up on stage and they're like, "Well, who are you?" Like, "I'm Vigilance from Freestyle Comics. Table 220. Come get your book."
I love it.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with cosplay. He's right. I've never had somebody cosplay as my character. So I think if I were to ever see it, I might lose my mind. So
You
more
will.
so, like I enjoy getting fan art, and I've gotten some fan art before. But to get somebody who to me, there's so much time that goes into making a costume, even more so than doing the art. So like you gotta love the character to make a cosplay of it for the most part. And to see if I ever saw somebody as Heat or Strong, man, listen, you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing.
Yeah, I knew cosplay hit when Marcus Williams just had random people making costumes of his characters.
Yeah.
I knew their book had reach when people would just come up dressed up as Tuskegee ears. And I was like, "Oh, hey,
And
this is what's up."
Older older black folks were. There's a couple that I saw when we were at HBCU Con. They came as a couple in dressed as Tuskegee. I was like, "Yo,
Mhm.
y'all got aunties and uncles out here cosplaying? It's a it's a wrap."
Yeah, it's a big thing, man.
All right, question number 3, and this is a question that I've been asking a lot of people. So question 2 and 3 are questions that I ask a lot of creators, and y'all know why. Big cons or small shows, and why?
Big cons. I get more money from big cons.
So it's all
I know.
money.
Listen, well, it's not even just money; it's more eyes. Like if I do a small con, I give you an example. 9 times out of 10, a small con is usually like a day or two, right? and you're getting a fraction of the amount of people who go to big cons. So yeah, you get a chance to sit and talk with people, and you can get them to be fans of yours, and you get more one-on-one time. But like in a big con, for me at least, I can't speak for other people, but I'll have like one person will come up and I'll start talking to them, and then it's like 2 or 3 or 4, and I got 4 or 5 people in front of my table, and I'm talking to 4 or 5 people, and 9 times out of 10 I got to walk away with like 4 or 5 people buying my stuff. And there's such a flow of traffic. There's more traffic and more eyes, and I'm all about getting eyes on my product. Whereas a smaller con is more about connecting with people one-on-one. I need eyes on my product because I need more people following me, more people buying my product.
I need the connection. See, I like the eyes, but I prefer the connection. So, what about you, Mike? What do you say?
If you work a convention right, every convention is beneficial.
Of
But
course.
I'm gonna have to say, bigger shows. And again, it depends on how you work the bigger shows. At the bigger shows, I've been invited free of charge to bigger shows than I have smaller shows, which gives me the opportunity to get on panels. It gives me the opportunity to act out. At bigger shows, they have lines in the morning where people are waiting to get in for an hour. I go outside and I go talk to those people. I do what's called the hype line. I do trivia with those people. I bribe those people. I make those people laugh, and I'll get a certain number of those people to come back to my table either immediately when the doors open or trickle throughout the day. And then when I'm on panels, I'm talking and people are getting to hear me speak. I'm getting to speak to an audience I don't normally get to speak. And generally speaking, I get to also stream that from my phone, and then I get those people to come back to my table. Then within the eyes of the convention, they start seeing me and they're like, oh, that Mike Watson dude, he's about business. That Mike Watson dude brings people in. He's an entertaining dude. He's flexible. He can do I felt in for other people that have bailed out and haven't come to their panels and stuff. And then when I get actually at my table, my main concern, we all want to make money. But when I'm at a bigger show, making money becomes secondary, and it becomes how do I win these people over? When I get people at my table and they're interested in listening, I'm not really talking to those people. I'm talking to the people that are walking past the aisle. I'm talking to the people that are looking down here now, like, why does he have so many people at his table?
Yep.
I remember one time, actually, I'll never forget it. Victor and I got Chipotle to donate 100 burritos to us. And my wife now, girlfriend back then, brought the burritos to us, and me and Victor ran up to the front with her, and we pretended like we were secret agents, walking the burritos down and clearing the path for her. And then I stood on top of the table and I yelled, who wants a free burrito? And the entire convention floor came to our table. People were pissed. I didn't care because all those people were at my table at that moment, and they were all like, I want a burrito. I want a burrito. I was like, that's great, but you got to buy a Hot Shot book first.
There
you
go.
got to listen to me talk about it right now. And they were like, I had over 100 people at my table listen to me talk about my book. Other people are seeing this. The convention took pictures of it. People remembered us at that moment. And it's things like that that's helped carry our name through the convention.
It's crazy. I've known you a long time now, I think social media wise, and this is the first time I've heard this burrito story. Like, this is the first time I've heard you talk about this. Shit. Like, I knew there was a connection with the burritos because Hot Shot, Michael Watson loved the burrito and Chipotle, but I didn't know about that story. I love that. That's dope. All right, let me get through these last 2 questions and we can shut it out. You two only get to keep one ISP or one IP from your companies, Visually Stoked Media and Freestyle Comics. You get to keep one IP. All the rest of them get deleted from history. Which one do you keep?
I mean, that's easy.
Heat. I prefer Strong, but whatever.
You need to say that online. You need to say that online.
I prefer Strong, but it's cool. Whatever.
That's tough because I know what Danny Cooper would say.
Come on, it's got to be vigilance. You got to be vigilant.
That's exactly what Danny Cooper would say.
Gotta be vigilance. Hot Shot is cool, but vigilance
is iconic though. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Vigilance has got some potential there for for some big, huge. I think Vigilance is I think Vigilance is top notch, bro. I love Hot Shot.
I feel y'all. I feel y'all, but my bias is blinding. I've got to roll with Hot Shot. I put too many hours in Hot Shot. I'm working on issue 13 right now.
Yeah. I feel you.
That's beautiful,
I've been telling people on TikTok my goal is to have one more Eighth Blade comic than Hot Shot comics. So however, if you get to 100, I'm 101 for me. Whatever you get, I'll get one more. That's my goal. All right. Last but not least, what are, as you both know, we have another Top 5 Live, and terrible. I want to know. I was going to ask Manuel Godoy what were his top 5 Black-owned comic IPs. Okay, so Black-owned comic IPs. This can be Marvel, DC, Indie, whatever. But it has to be owned by a Black person. So that means
how can it be Marvel then if it's
I was
owned?
going to say that you got that. You pretty much kicked.
I mean, I apologize. Black created IP, so it had to have been created by a Black person. So no, there's nobody that's not created by a Black person in there. So Milestone is open. Certain ones from Marvel and DC are open. But give me your top 5 Black-owned IPs off the top of your head.
You want to go? Go ahead, Mike.
Can I even think of something? Well, here you go. Richard Brandage's Trouble with Love.
Okay.
Absolutely love that book. Crescent City Monsters.
Yeah.
Is incredible. Kenji says so. No Marvel, and he just said the Samaritan.
It's a tough question. It's a tough one.
It is a tough question because,
you need a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. I got
All right,
because those are my immediate.
In no particular order. Because I leave that for our show. I gotta go with Bitterroot.
Ooh.
Tuskegee Airs.
Tuskegee, yeah.
Heat.
That's a cop out.
All right, I won't cop out.
Y'all stuck, bro. Y'all stuck. I stuck them with this.
I got it in my head. I just can't get Philadelphia.
Roddy Barnes. Yep.
Philadelphia. Black created or Black owned?
Black owned.
All right. Yeah, you know what though? Respect to Brother Man. I gotta give respect to Brother Man because he's been doing it for a minute.
Oh man.
And you know what? I'm gonna give. He's never gonna let me live this down, but I'm gonna give respect to Greg and to the Weird Spider.
It's not a.
It's not.
It's not as good for a top 5. I like it. I like that.
Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him. I want to blow his head up even more.
I'm telling him. I like it.
Did Michael
Masters of the
list?
Edge.
Masters of the Edge. Okay.
Oh, my man said Brother Man.
That's right for Afro Avenger.
You got one more. See, disqualified. You put your own stuff in, you get disqualified.
Oh yeah, I can't put my own stuff in. I mean, my stuff is legendary, but you didn't ask about my stuff. Because I'm really there's a lot obviously there are a lot of indie comic books I enjoy, but you're asking for my favorites that I put on par with My Hero Academia, You know, Spidey, Invincible,
Right.
and then top 5 black creators of it. Thank you. I'll take that one. Trill League.
Is dope.
I've never heard of True League.
Trill League
What?
is hilarious.
Wait, isn't Trill League also being distributed through 50 Cent company or something like that?
He just did a deal with 50 in it. Let me see if I said that.
Y'all send me the link, man. Send me the link. Hey, this was beautiful, y'all. I gotta get off. I gotta go. I gotta get ready for church.
All right, wait, Javon. Before you go, where can people find your work? Your social media things?
Man. Visuallystoked.com. You can get all of that heat stuff. You can pre-order a strong book. I'm trying to get some stuff ordered. You can find me on social media. You can come see me at a Stoke podcast every Thursday, 8 p.m. And of course, you can watch me eviscerate Danny and Morgan on a weekly basis at Top 5 Live, 8 p.m. Tuesday. I'm always winning. They keep pretending like I don't win like every week, but I win.
I'm not to say too much, but the voting in your guys' group doesn't show you winning every time. So
I said every other week.
Oh,
okay. I'm very careful with my words.
My goal is always to entertain, so I don't care about the win. Y'all can have
lies you tell.
Y'all definitely entertain.
Listen, Danny won a poll with one person voting, and he has talked about it for like 2 weeks now.
But I won.
You see what I'm talking about?
I had an undisputed. There was 100% vote. You never got 100%. But all right. Anyway,
Mike, thanks for being on, Javon.
I called into their show one week because they all were frustrating me so much. I said, this damn show is the most diabolical, argumentative TV I've ever seen. Y'all's getting on my nerves.
Oh, man. We just be happy.
Hey, man, real talk. I'm going to say this before I leave. Top 5 has been a blessing for me in my career as an independent comic book artist. I have enjoyed every single week I've joined every single week with Danny and Morgan, and I've reached more people. All right, I gotta go. My son is trying to take my time. I love you. Be real.
I am.
All right, Mike. Well, this is usually where we end the show. So I guess where can we find your work?
I am most epic on all social media, most epic art, most enthusiastic person in comics. You can catch us right now. The Freestyle Comics website is fsknow.com. We have a lot of good merch on there, a lot of t-shirts, and all of our books. Then our current Kickstarter for Emerald Quest 1, 2, and 3, which are some bangers. You can go to fskgo.com. We have D&D commissions. It's a D&D themed Kickstarter. So if you play D&D or even if you play Destiny 2, we have several types of commissions to draw your character. We know it. You guys put a lot of time and effort into those original characters, so we want to capture them for you guys. And we have a poster print, we have a comic book size print, and we're even printing on D&D playmat, so you have your own unique one. I took some inspiration from Danny J. Quick with the Ace Blades. We got the Emerald Qs premiering on this Kickstarter. So
I love it.
Shoes. But yeah, you can catch us across that, man. And if you've already supported it, thank you so much. But I'm greedy. Can you give us some shares? Can you help push us out there? We got a big goal we're trying to reach with both these books.
All right, Danny. Do you want to answer this question real quick before we go?
Top 5 Live is a weekly podcast that we do where we discuss, weekly events and comic books, and then we also have a weekly discussion about our top 5 greatest or best something. So every week we discuss something new, and we always have terribly different lists. So it's always fun.
Yours are usually pretty bad, yeah.
My lists are honest though. They might be bad, but they're honest.
All right, now I'm upset because now all these other black creators are popping up in my head now. Fucking Route 3.
But every time he does like a top 5, it's gonna bring some type of heat because, especially for something like that, there's so many amazing creators out there.
Yeah. But
question.
Kyron, where can people find you?
You can find my work at tauruscomics.com. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Taurus Comics. And if this is your first time checking out the Four Tales podcast, please go back you can go to 4talespodcast.com. That's the number 4, TALES podcast.com, and check out all our previous episodes, which we have things with, I don't even remember who we've had so far because the last 2 weeks, people bailed on us. We've had Dan Fraga, we've had Eric Larson, we've had Michael Watson a few times, we've had Lumberjacks. I can't remember his name right now.
Morgan Iverson.
It's been one of those mornings, but definitely check us out. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, please. And if you haven't already, please go to sawcomic.com. That's XOBCOMIC.com. And, please try to read up and see if you want to join the contest. You can win some money, possibly. But join us next week. Next week, we actually hopefully will have somebody that's scheduled to be on our show. But we're supposed to have Nick Garza. He's a creator here in California. He has a very fun adventure book called Bumper Pinball. If you haven't read it, go check it out. But hopefully he'll be on the show. He said he's excited, so we'll see how it goes. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Music provided by my brother, Quix Made It. Find him online in YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.